There are approximately 8 million people in the world. Everyone has their own story, and that's what makes every individual so unique. My story of a lifelong learner started 18 years ago and soon to be 19. I was born here in Arizona, more specifically in the heart of Phoenix, and I have lived here my whole life. My mother was born in Venezuela and moved here for better opportunities in life and had me a few years later. Leaving all my family behind, she still chose to come here because she knew I could strive better here than there. My father is also from Venezuela, so my roots are deep in Venezuelan culture. I've grown up around predominantly white people, which I feel as I've gained a bit of their culture, but still love the difference between the two. I've always been able to come home and appreciate both parts of me. At home, I only speak Spanish and have a love for making Venezuelan food, like arepas. This has shaped my love for other cultures as well, as an appreciation for learning more about others and what makes them them. I would say one of the most important things I've learned prior coming to the U of A is motivation. When I was 9 years old, I developed scoliosis. Scoliosis is the curvature of the spine, and it mostly develops in women, and specifically older women. It is not chronic and can be easy to live with, and one of the only solutions is to have surgery by placing a metal rod in your spine to straighten it up and keep it straight. When I found this out, I was distraught. I thought I had no chance of living a normal life. This was far from true, but it definitely did impact my mental health and my childhood. I had to wear a back brace 23 hours of the day for months on end. This caused me to feel quite separated from my fellow peers in school, and some kids even thought I was weird for it because they didn't understand. This has taught me to keep going in life even when things get difficult. Just because you're going through a rough patch doesn't mean your world is going to come crashing down. It just means you have to work a bit harder to get yourself back up. I feel as my history relates to my present and my strive to help others, just like the doctors that helped me for many years through my journey adapting to live with scoliosis. I hope to carry this appreciation through my undergraduate studies, as it reminds me why I came to college in the first place, which is for a better education and the goal to become a registered nurse. Some learning experiences I have experienced at the UA in just one semester of being here is self-discipline. Compared to high school, most teachers are in our ears reminding us about our work and attendance, unlike college when no one is here pushing you to go to class or do your work. On top of that, you become, for the most part, dependent. You start a new life in a city without your parents by your side, which is a big transition for most, so you have to remember to stay on top of your game before it catches up to you and prioritize what's important. My intended major is pre-nursing. I've always been fascinated about the medical field and believe it is such a rewarding career with many different paths you could take. My history has shaped my academic pursuits to strive for a better life than my own parents had. My mom, being an immigrant, came to the U.S. to give me a better life than she had, especially growing up in poverty. My dream is to make her hard work worth it and to honor her. Some strengths that have emerged here since being at the UA is learning to adapt to change. Beforehand, I dealt with change really badly. I did not enjoy it because it requires you to be out of your comfort zone, and no one likes to be out of their comfort zone. But this has also opened my eyes to the beauty in change and how beneficial it can be, and how also detrimental it can be to hold yourself back. Some areas of needed development include me being a procrastinator. I tend to leave a lot of work for the last minute due to working well under pressure and as the adrenaline gets me moving, but this also has caused my anxiety levels to skyrocket and my schoolwork to be depthless and careless. I believe some non-academic work or electives that help me enhance my major are medical-based classes, like, for example, nutrition. This past semester, I took the class NSC 170, which is all about nutrition and how it affects us humans, which helped me understand where some illnesses develop from and how they are preventable through just our diet. Some non-academic work would be working a customer service job that includes a fast-paced environment. Back home in Phoenix, I worked at a restaurant called BJ's, which is a chain restaurant with many locations all over the U.S. It is very popular with a wide-ranged menu, causing us to be consistently busy. This has caused me to learn how to work under pressure and with customers of all moods, which reflects back into my major of nursing, working in a hospital with something always happening at every minute and having multiple patients under your care. Lastly, on where I see myself going. In the next 5 years, I hope to be either finishing up nursing school or have already finished it and taking the NCLEX, which is how one becomes board certified, as well as in the search for starting a job very soon after at a hospital or a private clinic. Some milestones or goals that help me reach my overall goal is striving in all of my classes, more specifically the science-based ones like biology and physiology, to reach my overall goal of having a 3.8 GPA or higher. Another goal is to become CPR certified and have endless volunteer hours working, helping the community, as well as just overall getting accepted into nursing school to be able to continue my studies. My current thoughts on possible careers are a little bland. I know I overall want to become a registered nurse, but there are so many different care units to choose from. I am most interested in the NICU or labor and delivery, and as well Botox injecting, which is more of the cosmetic side of nursing. In terms of finishing school and wanting to expand my knowledge more, I'd like to take a course on Botox and things of that sort to potentially work under a plastic surgeon at a private practice. Lastly, some of the things I'd like to pursue for my Wonder Journal, which happen to be completely unrelated to the professional career I'd like to pursue, is the world of beauty. I've always had a love for makeup and hair and think it would be cool to learn more about it and to have it as an outlet of fun.